Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And you know, if you're sitting there, Tigo's got somebody special coming up. Well, today, very special. See, I've got a birthday coming up pretty soon, and I'm going to be turning 59. So, aging is really important to me. I'm really enthusiastic about it, but I'm not as active as I should be. So, I thought, who do I call? So, I called Dr. Ron. So, y'all sit right there. We'll be right back. Yeah, you heard me right. We got to figure out how, as we get older, we got to get more active, be enthusiastic, enjoy aging. Because I know when my parents started to age, they were like, I'm just going to go sit down somewhere and wait for my time. I don't want that to be me. So I called Dr. Ron Kaiser and said, Hey, Doc, what do I do? Are you out there?
I'm out here, Tigo. Glad to be with you.
Glad to have you. Who else am I going to call? I'm ready to have a birthday and I'm one step away from 60. I got to get this together. What advice do you have?
Well, the first bit of advice is to congratulate yourself on wanting to age enthusiastically, because the odds are with you. The odds are that you're going to outlive your projected lifespan when you were born. The odds are that you're going to be healthy, stay active. And so, don't plan to decline, plan to grow, or as I call it, rejuvenate.
I love it. I love it. So for people that are sitting out there watching, my cousin just told me last week, she's retiring on November 30th. She's already planning on having an alcohol problem. She's like, what am I going to do all day besides drink? I'm like, not drinking. What advice do you give people that are going into that next stage, retirement, their next career, that point when they're going, hey, I'm 60, 65, 70, it's time to slow down?
Okay, that's a great setup, because your sister with the alcohol problem is, it's kind of like the person who goes on a diet and figures they're going to, well, it's hard because I'm going to get hungry. And they don't think about the alternative is to stay hungry and just not eat as much. So I think that it's very important to think in terms of what I call the non-negotiable four. And if you do that, I think you're going to do great. I think first is healthy eating. Secondly, what I call owning your body, a combination of exercise, sleep, meditation, and so on. Third, keep the mind active. And fourth, stay socially connected. And if you think of every day you're going to do something in those non-negotiable four, you're going to be a pretty healthy older person, and you're going to feel a whole lot younger. By the way, happy birthday in advance. You're going to be reaching 60. I'm going to be reaching 85 in a month. And I think
you look amazing, sir. Wow, you look fantastic. I would have never guessed 85. That's amazing. So my question to you is, for the people that are going, I hear him. Healthy eating. Yeah. I've earned this hamburger. I've earned sitting down. It's my turn to just sit. What do you tell them to get them motivated to get up again? It's not time to just, shift down into reverse. It's time to move forward. How do you get them to motivate themselves to do that?
Well, I think there are two things that people need to be aware of. Number one, if COVID taught us anything, it's that you really don't want to be in a situation where you're immunocompromised with a lot of other older people who are sedentary and are declining. You want to be able to continue to fight and stay active. Second thing that I think is important is the fact that, it's not like you earn something that means that you stop. If you earn a high school
Right.
degree, that doesn't mean that's the end of the line. You know, you've earned the
Right.
opportunity to continue to live in the best version of yourself that you possibly can. And we now have the science that suggests that a lot of us going to live into the three figures. And that's a long time to be kind of resting on your laurels and resting on your behind and not doing anything to make yourself better.
You know, my great grandmother lived to 117 for a
Wow.
long time. She was in Guinness Book Records, and her memory was amazing. She could look at you and tell you exactly what your line was and who your parents were and the whole nine. And I thought, man, 117, who else is ever going to do that? And now you're right. There are more and more people living into those three digits and having fun. But how important is it to have something to motivate you? Like for me, my grandsons motivate me. You know, I'd be danged if I'm going to go out to the football field or out to the park with them and not be able to move with them. So, how important is it to have some kind of motivation?
Absolutely. It's absolutely important because the alternative is to kind of stay stuck. Grandchildren are great motivators. You know, to be able to do some of the things with them that my grandparents couldn't do with me, to be able
Right.
to watch them mature and so on. But there are other motivations. When I go to the gym, I try and look at, you know, somebody who is younger than me, grunting and groaning to pick up weights that I can pick up. It's motivating for me to finish a certain number of books in a certain period of time. It's motivating for me when friends who are younger than me call me to go out to lunch or to go out with my wife and myself. I think you build in certain motivations. In my book, Rejuvenaging, the Art and Science of Growing Older with Enthusiasm, I point out 7 keys and 77 different behaviors that people can employ as motivations. And, you know, it's really important to be motivated because it's just like, you know, hey, if you're in school and you're not motivated, it's not magic. You're not going to do very well. And if you're not
Yep.
motivated in life, the same thing happens.
Most definitely. Now, you just mentioned your book. Do you have a copy of that? How can people find it?
Okay, glad you asked. It's called Rejuvenaging, the Art and Science of Growing Older with Enthusiasm. And it's available on Amazon. It's available on my website. That's the Mental Health Gym. Uh, and where you can get all kinds of other wellness information. Actually working on a revision of the book, and hopefully by next year, this time, we'll have some new incorporated things, including the fact that we now have knowledge that we don't have to age uh, to 60 or 70, but can go on further if we do a lot of the right things. Genetics plays a role, and I'm sure some people have a tougher time than others, but
Hmm.
there are a lot of things you can do to age actively.
So let's go. Let Alan, can you put them on widescreen? Let's show that cover one more time because I want to make sure people can find it. So there's that. And then you also have courses, don't you? You have different programs that you can reach out to. Tell me
Yes,
a little bit about your programs before
sure.
Alan cuts us off.
Sure. Well, I'm a positive psychology and coach, and I have a course, a self directed course called Winning in Overtime for those of us who have reached overtime in our lives. And just like,
I love it.
you know, you don't want to get to overtime as a football or basketball team and then lose. Getting to
Right.
overtime isn't the goal. Winning is, and this helps you to win in overtime, and that's self-directed. I also have a coaching program for people who aren't there yet, who are younger, and but in their second half century of life. That's called Getting Back in the Game, to get your mojo back, to get everything going and build in the appropriate skills. You can contact me at ron.kaiser at thementalhealthgym.com, and I can supply you with all kinds of ways to get there, as well as there's a lot of other free information. And you can actually join the mental health gym for free.
So your website is the mentalhealthgym.com. Is that your website?
Yes, the mentalhealthgym.com.
I love that. The mentalhealthgym.com. You know, we're running out of time. Alan's going to cut us off. I'm so happy that you came on, doctor. I hope you'll come back because, hey, I'm getting ready to get to 59. And before I get to 60, I want to master this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think you're well on your way to mastering it. I'd be delighted to come back again in the future.
Thank you so much, doctor. Thanks for being here. Hey, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know, I hope you'll come back next time. And if you didn't get his web address, you know what to do. Go to tigodirect.com. It costs you nothing. It costs him nothing. It's just a way for us to connect you so you can find him, find his books, find his programs. And we got to get Dr. Ron back here because he's about to be my new buddy with this new aging thing that's going on with me. I hope you come back soon. Maybe tomorrow. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.